Yes,
It's not there?
It's there.
Must be. Do you know where it is?
After his presentation,
Ah,
are you
after-
going
We're going to give
after-
half an hour also. Any questions related to
TISC?
IP, enabling IP environment?
Yeah,
She's
any
here.
questions?
Regarding TISC, I am here. So it's only
And
Richard.
I have maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15, about questionnaire. I just explained that. Okay, that's it. And then after that, the discussion
Okay,
question.
what I'll do is I'll tell that we'll be distributing the questionnaire.
You did?
Shall we start? Okay. Next, Mr. Musadik Hussain of Technical and Innovation Support Center, WIPO, will deliver the speech regarding the how the TISC networking is being done. At the same time, I want to make a small announcement. Our staff will distribute you a questionnaire which we will be requesting you to fill and send under registered post to the NIPO office, or we would be great if you can scan it and send the electric version to the NIPO.
This Word document, not scan.
This one.
Word document.
A Word document.
Word document, yeah.
If it is
Because it's a
already-
word made in a Word document.
After filling?
Huh?
After filling it? Okay, if it's as per her request, please send the original. After filling the original questionnaire, under the registered post to the NIPO office, so that Ms. Geetanjali will collect all and will send it to the WIPO office. Okay, thank you. Now over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Musadik Hussain. Some of you have already met me. I think I've been here twice regarding the TISC project. It's been mentioned so far in Richard's presentation, and also Yumika mentioned the TISC project and the TISC network. So this is what it stands for, is Technology and Innovation Support Center. Just a little background of the project. How many of you, I presume like some of you have already attended a couple, one or two workshops over TISC. You have been there, okay. So the CDIP is the Committee on Development and Intellectual Property. It's a member states committee. They met in 2008, and they came up with 45 recommendations to work, to WIPO, recommendations for WIPO, to how WIPO should provide assistance, in different areas of the IP development of in these countries, especially in the developing countries. One of the recommendations was to facilitate not only the IP offices and the regional IP offices, but also the government agencies access to high technology databases, patent databases and non-patent databases. Based on that recommendation, the TISC project was launched by WIPO in 2009. So we have been there like for the last 7 years. Initially, until 2014, the project was it was a project which was supposed to end after 2 years and then extended for another 2 years. And due to its success and demand, it was mainstreamed in 2014. So it's a regular activity of WIPO now. Just some statistical information on the project and so far, what we have done over the past 7 years. There have been like 52 national projects launched, which means like we have signed service level agreements with 52 countries, IP offices mainly there in those countries. There are over 450, in fact, close to 500 TISC centers right now exist in the world. And 400,000 inquiries supported annually by those centers. This is just countries by the region, and among those 42, as you can see, Central Asia, in Asia and the Pacific, among 8, one of the country is also Sri Lanka. We launched a TISC project in Sri Lanka 3 years ago, and SLA, a service level agreement, and the project documents, they were signed, and the project is in the implementation process right now. And the recent figure is like, I think there are 8 TISCs, and a couple of them are in the pipeline to be in a state of like they are in the process of signing MOU with the National Intellectual Property Office. And in fact, I am here for the training, which will start on Tuesday. And this is going to be a 3rd training workshop since the project has been launched. And this particular training is the training of trainers, and it's focused very much on the staff of these, the TISC centers which have been established here in Sri Lanka. So their staff will be trained. Some of them did not attend the first training workshop or the second training workshop. So this training is very much focused on the previous done 2 trainings. So it's a kind of recap of the 2 and going a little bit in advance. What are the TISC centers? Technology and Innovation Support Centers. I've just cited some of their services. For example, the core services where we train IP offices or the institutions which are hosting the TISC centers. So the TISC centers provide access to patent and non-patent database. They assist in using the databases, and essentially these services are provided to the user community, free of cost service which is provided to user community. There are additional services. A TISC center can go up to the stage where it can also provide technology search services, patent analytical services, and awareness raising and training services. And as Richard also mentioned in his presentation a couple of times, building on TISC network. So it's like taking the TISCs a step further. The existing TISC centers because they will be choosing some institutions. And the idea behind the whole project, the IP enabling environment, is to choose out of if there is a TISC there, so choose one of those networked centers and then take them a step further, towards the commercialization and technology transfer. But initially, when the TISC is started, it starts with very basic search services, like providing a user community, or if it's based in a university, then providing faculty members and also the students the service, how to make searches in patent and non-patent databases. So the basic thing is to find out how we can use patent information which is contained in patent documents, and they are found in patent databases, how we can use that information, how we can look for that information, and what that information can do for us. These kind of services are provided by the TISC centers initially at the initial stage. And the current network of Sri Lankan network is also a little bit above the initial stage, but is still in the process of being implemented and moving further, with the services. This diagram simply shows how the TISC develops, from the time of the launch. As here, we launched the project 3 years ago, and it is launched with the training. We don't come for an assessment. Assessment is essentially a part of the first training workshop. We provide also training, and training seminar addresses the community, user community, not only from the center, from representatives of the institutions who are interested in hosting the TISC centers, but also a representative of all other government agencies, universities, even private sector are invited. So it's a kind of public seminar. A public training is provided, a very basic one, to make people know what TISC is all about and what a TISC can do. And then in the roundtable meetings, the basic formalities like service level agreement and project documents are discussed. And from there, the project is launched. And then the provision of basic services, creation of internal demand, which NIPO is our coordinating partner here in Sri Lanka in order to establish the TISC network. So they have been, over the past 2 years, have been at this stage, where they are promoting the TISC. They are bringing the institutions across the table to discuss and to help them establish the TISC centers. And from there, then there's a further training. So another training which was requested from WIPO, as I said, the first TISC training workshop is very basic. What we do, we speak about patent information and its use in business, in academic, in academia, universities, and in government agencies, and by the user community in general. And we also teach how to make search in publicly available patent databases. For example, the one database, Patent Scope, which is managed by WIPO, as well as a very known database, SPASnet, which is managed by a European Patent Office. I think it's used in all patent offices for search, and all inventors and researchers, they used these databases. So we teach how to use these databases. So the basic concept of such training is to tell you what to look for and where to look. There is there are over 90 million documents available, patent documents in a public, even in the SPASnet. So it's very difficult to making a search is a kind of art. You have to get trained to make a search. You can simply follow the user guide and it doesn't really enable you to make a good and effective search. So this is what we teach, like how to make an effective search in these databases. So from there, it moves up, and then it reaches the stage where it's the promotion within the country where the network is established, and then, of course, the sustainability, because the idea is not like for a project to start and end. It's a continuous process, because it's like contributing to the innovation of your country, and which leads to the economic growth in the end. How WIPO supports the member state, for example, Sri Lanka here, what are the services WIPO provides in order to take this initiative forward? There is capacity building, there's networking, and resources. The capacity building is on-site training. As I mentioned, that from Tuesday, 13th of September to the 15th, we have this third training workshop here in Colombo. And that kind of training, and it has already taken place, the two other trainings have taken place here. That is the online training, and which is essentially is training of trainers. And this one, the third training, is very much focused on training of trainers, because the most of the participants are the staff, TISC staff, which are involved directly. Like they need to build their capacity so they can provide their services to the user community. Then also in the capacity building, the WIPO Academy distance learning courses. So we coordinate with our department, which is responsible for WIPO. They're called WIPO Academy. So they have distance online distance learning programs, the courses which are very, very specialized courses in the patent area and other IP rights. So we coordinate with them, and we also if it's a TISC staff, and because these courses perhaps for many countries or least developed countries, courses are free, but some of the courses are paid for courses. But being a TISC staff, you are entitled to follow that course free of cost. So if it's a capacity building for the TISC staff, and any person who has been approved by our coordinating partner here, NIPO, can follow the course for free of cost. It's not very expensive. Maybe it's $200, but it's still expensive in developing countries. So it can be followed free of cost. That is also part of our capacity building. And then the webinars, we do the training, which on-site training, what those themes, those subjects, we also have almost every month a webinar which takes place, and it can be, you can subscribe to that webinar to follow it live, and time is given to pose questions. For example, the presentation I'm making today, if you like to see again, and then there could be webinar on just on the overview of TISC activities, and one can subscribe himself or herself and follow that webinar online. Just some statistical data there regarding the capacity building and the people who have followed WIPO Academy courses and attended our webinars. The on-site training, as I have mentioned earlier, that there have been 2 on-site trainings here in Sri Lanka. So what we teach there in those trainings, because the presentations are very much based on teaching presentations. They are training presentations. That those trainings include practical sessions. Like it's a kind of hands-on training, and we go through examples and we make searches ourselves on the databases. And well, it's still like for 2 days only, which is not enough time for anyone to become a kind of like expert, but it gives you good basics where you can build yourself, and you can improve yourself later on by looking into the help menus and user manuals. So then the following training, which has also taken place here, that's a little bit more advanced training. After the basic search tools, strategies, and techniques, we move into like patent search types. Like there are generally 3 types of search, patent search, which are known to everyone, which is state-of-the-art search, novelty search, and freedom to operate search. So in the second training, which has also taken place here, we did cover state-of-the-art and novelty search in those trainings. And then the new area which has been recently added to our activities is a patent analysis or patent analytics. We also provide training on patent analytics. I think I have another slide later on. I'll speak about it. The distance learning, as I've mentioned, that there are just a few examples of distance learning courses. DL 101 is a very general course. If somebody is just interested in knowing about IP rights, all which are like not only the patents, also trademarks, designs, even copyrights. This is an interesting course to follow. Very simple course. You can enroll yourself anytime online and you can follow the course. There is a reward of passing. If you pass an exam, you complete the course, you're given a certificate by the WIPO Academy. So this is a free of cost course, the first DL 101, very basic, but it gives you a good idea about intellectual property rights. And then you can go in details, like in more advanced courses, for example, the patents and then the patent information search. And there are many others. Some are paid for, some are free of cost. And but for the rest of the courses, I think the enrollment takes place twice a year only, once in February, once in September. So if you are a registered TISC staff or you are registered through NIPO, the National Intellectual Property Office, then you are sent an email by the Academy just before the enrollment. If you want to make an enrollment there, you are given a month, to fill out the necessary forms and enroll yourself for these courses. So how the course works, there is a tutor is given to you. It's an online course. It doesn't require you to sit at one place and follow it. You can be anywhere. You can be anywhere and you can follow the course. And there is a tutor. You can get in touch with your tutor through email to ask any questions. And then at the end of the course, every course has certain hours, like the courses are from 6 to 8 weeks in general. And then at the end, there is an exam and you are rewarded by a certificate by WIPO. The webinars, as I mentioned, that we also do the webinars. On the topics of webinars are most of the time the topics of our training themes, when we go on training workshops. So it's a kind of like even person who hasn't attended or has attended our training can refresh himself, herself through that webinar and pose questions. And all those webinars are recorded and they are also posted on our website. I'll show you, I don't know, I'm not sure if within this presentation I have those slides. And you can find those webinars on our website. If you go to the website, you go to the TISC page, you can find all recorded webinars. So these are just some titles of the webinars which have been already conducted. And we keep on repeating. It's not that, okay, we do not repeat that. We keep on repeating those webinars from time to time. How you can find out, I'll also show you in the coming slides. Then after the capacity building, the networking is another kind of support which is provided by WIPO. In this regard, the national networks, the regional cooperation, and ETISCs are important. What is the TISC network, how it works? It's, as you can see that WIPO, we are here, and the focal point generally is the IP office in any country. It could be any other government agency as well. It depends which office is chosen by the government of that country. So in Sri Lanka is NIPO. And then they are further connected to the host institutions, the institutions where TISCs are established. And they could be the universities, research centers, technology parks, incubators, it could be in any place, whichever institution takes the lead and likes to have the center established with the corporation of IP office in their institution. As I said, we have close to 500 TISC centers around the world. Most of the TISCs are located in universities, in academic institutions, because they are the ones which are the best, I think, institutions to hold TISC centers. We have seen throughout the forum that how much emphasis has been given to the universities, and that also establishes a network, a linkage between the private sector, the government agencies, come together to share on the same grounds, their expertise and knowledge. We created TISC directory. I think Richard also mentioned that their future development would also to create a directory of the centers, the chosen centers which would be given training in terms of this technology transfer, commercialization, all this capacity building. So we have, for the TISC, we created a directory. It's available on the web page, and there you can go to any country and you can find out the closest TISC in your country where you can go and ask for assistance and find out what sort of directory also allows you to have a contact person if it's been given to us of in that particular TISC. Also the services they provide that are also listed in the directory. So this is one way of networking of the TISCs around the world. So, and it's a searchable in different languages. It's, I think, in English, French, Russian, and Spanish. And then I mentioned to you that how do you find out about the enrollment time of the academic courses. Now we created eTISC, a virtual social media, platform a few years ago. The reason was we usually go for our training once a year, and we do not have resources to come 2 or 3 times to one country to provide trainings. So by using the latest technology and which is an commonly used technology, because we're all using the social media now, we created a platform, a virtual platform, which is called eTISC. Anyone can become member of eTISC. You can sign in. It's a very simple process. And there you have an opportunity. Once you are there, then you are informed. We provide a list also. If you are part of the TISC, you are already there in the list of directory. And if you're part of eTISC, you also find out when these things are happening, because the eTISC has there are forums and groups. There is in fact a group of Sri Lankan group is also created there, and they can communicate and share any kind of material and knowledge between each other. And there are blogs, articles, the webinars, as I mentioned. Apart from our TISC website, we post our webinars on eTISC as well. And then the news and events. And there is another interesting part of eTISC is Ask the Expert. Every month we have organize this Ask the Expert event. A topic is chosen by us as per requested. People like to know more about something, and we choose an experienced or a person who is actually involved in that area. And the participants are allowed to send their queries in writing to that expert, and then that expert answers those queries. It could be the expert in patent information, in the WIPO standards, in trademarks, whatever is the demand, whatever is the need. So we do organize Ask the Expert event we try to do that every month. What are the future developments? It's still in the process. We are expanding the some of the themes like which WIPO covered in the preparation of its reports, like in public health, food and agriculture, environment and climate change, and disabilities. Some of the examples are here. All these reports are available on WIPO website. One of the publications I mentioned, it was also requested by the member states because some difficulties were found in reading the patent landscape report, because patent landscape report was generated initially for anyone to read and understand and follow the analysis, the patent analysis of that particular technology. But it was found that it was more complicated for a layman to understand that. So why not to WIPO creates a kind of user manual, you know. So based on that, the guidelines for preparing PLRs was created by WIPO. So this is basically, it was designed not only for someone who can prepare a landscape reports, but also for someone who can follow the steps to understand the patent landscape reports. And it provides step-by-step instructions on how to prepare PLR, background information such as objective patent analytics, concepts, and framework. It tells you, like right from A to Z, what exactly is done initially and how it evolves, and what sort of what are the resources available, what are the databases, how the data is obtained, and what to do with the data, and how it's converted into a visual kind of graphics for anyone to quickly see and understand, you know, what has been happening with this technology over the time. As I mentioned earlier, that one of our capacity building, by going a bit beyond the types of search, is patent analytics. So with the discontinuation of PLR, the patent landscape reports, we have started the patent analytics, so that we added that part in our business. A staff person who was engaged with patent landscape reports has joined us. So we will be in the future also providing a full-fledged training, full training workshop only on patent analytics. What I mentioned so far, that you make a search, you get your results, you know, okay, you're making a novelty search or state of the art. The patent analytics, what is next now? What do we have to do? Now you have to analyze those results in order to see that what has happened there, and in order to make informed decisions. What it helps you to do to make informed decision. You could be given a task by your supervisor to analyze a certain technology. So it's a kind of training like that, how to make search, how to get results, and how to analyze those results in order to make it in a more simple way that anybody can follow those results. As you can see from this definition, so what is that done in patent analysis? The raw data is obtained from the patent databases. Could be any patent databases, if it depends on the type of the search you're doing. And then the patent search is made, and the patent analysis, the next stage is the results are analyzed. It's an important area which has been requested heavily over the years, and now it's going to be part of our assistance, which will be provided in terms of training. But what is important here, that we have to see if the situation, if the TISC has reached to that stage where patent analytics can be introduced. So we cannot start with it, because there is so much to be learned before you reach this stage. Otherwise, if you can't make the searches, if you don't know anything about patent information, you don't know anything about databases, you can't learn patent analysis. So even in Sri Lanka, the TISC is not at the stage where we can introduce patent analytics, but maybe next year or year after. So we will see that what is needed and what can be learned in terms of which can be useful for people here, for the staff here, for the TISC staff here. Then we also created, it's not yet published, one of the publications when we speak about patent analytics. So it's very much patent analysis involves patent visualization. I showed you some reports here. As you can see, I can't enlarge those. This is infographics. Like you show charts, you show like diagrams, which a quick look can give you the information. What was the patenting trend over the past 5 years? Which countries were active in this area of technology? Who was the main players? So there's a lot of visualization, and most of what is found there, the patent analysis is expensive area for the users, because I mentioned commercial databases, I mentioned public databases. Now, commercial databases charge you a lot of money. Thomson Innovation perhaps is one of the most expensive databases. Why they charge you? Because they provide you added value. Maybe it contains the same data. Like I said, SparseNet has over 90 million documents. They don't have more than 90 million, Thomson, but their information is well structured. They provide you added value. Their analytical tools enable you to create these kind of analysis, these kind of graphics. So there was a need for because WIPO's mandate was also and the TISC project was initially launched, is for the developing and least developed countries where people are not resourceful enough to afford these kind of tools. So we prepared a manual. There's a lot of hard work behind it. It's yet to be published. It's not on the website yet, but it can be found on a different website. So that contains all open source tools for patent analytics, which can create these kind of graphics, which can help you. These are open source, means they are free of cost. Anybody can use that. So this publication includes those tools, not only, but it tells you how to do that. Very, very useful manual. We are really looking forward it to be published so people can benefit from that. It tells you how to obtain data, clean, tidy, analyze, and then you can actually see how much hard work is behind creating a PLR, a patent landscape report. When you get data from a database, it's a raw data. There's so much to be done before you actually can rely on that data. Some tools, examples, the open source tools for obtaining data. You can see some there, the cleaning data, visualizing data, sharing data. All this information will be found in this manual. In addition to, so far I have spoken about patent databases. In our search, we do not only rely on patent information, we also rely on non-patent literature, research. There was a question yesterday in patent discussion, we spoke about research. Many people, don't go for patent. They don't patent their research. What they do, they sell their research to journals. Many journals, they publish their research. But this is called patent literature, and it's paid for. It's not free of cost. Some are open source, but person who has invested his time and resources sells those articles. And when we make a search, we also need to make our search in this non-patent literature. If you read a patent application, you would find a lot of citations, which are not only the patent citations. They are relevant to it's a non-patent research results which are cited in the patent applications. So by keeping that thing in mind, another program which was launched by WIPO within the TISC project called RD, which is research, access to research for development and innovation. And in short, research for innovation is a free or low-cost access to over 28,000 key journals, books, and reference books in various fields of research. all this like in applied physics, engineering, chemistry, and traditional knowledge. So we are partners with these publishers, and we have free access for least developed countries and some developing countries. The eligibility criteria is based on the World Bank's Gross National Index and the Human Development Index. Sri Lanka is part of eligible countries. For Group B, where I say low cost access. Having access to this kind of material can cost you in hundreds of thousands of US dollars per year, because as I said, it's not free of cost. And it's $1,500 per institution per access. And Sri Lanka is eligible to that. These are some of the list of some of our partners, publishers. Like you can see the top ones like Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, they're all there. We are also part of Research for Life. Collectively, it's called Research for Life. RD is part of that. What is it? It's like other research programs like RD being administered by other UN organizations. For example, HENARI is very much known. Everybody knows about it. It's a research in medical science, access to research in medical science. Agora is administered by another UN organization, Food and Agriculture Organization. It's access to agriculture, and ORA is access to environment material. And there are hundreds of books, electronic books, material which is accessible by being member of these programs. The advantage why I'm showing you this slide, as part of Research for Life, you pay one fee and you can be part of any of these 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 programs. We had a detailed presentation on that in our last year training. There is HENARI, they have their official, they have an office here in Colombo, and there is someone, a Sri Lankan person who came to give the presentation. And if more information is required, this kind of seminar can be organized by NIPO anytime here in Colombo, and that person can come to give you detailed information. Part of it is also I'm going to speak about during the TISC training workshop, but not that much in details. The other TISC associated activities, I'll just go quickly because I want to leave you some time for the questions, answers, and Yumika would like to also speak about something. So WIPO WEP Inventor Assistance Program and Development Agenda project on Patent and Public Domain. So what is WEF? It's a legal assistance which is provided in under-resourced inventor. This is a program which was started with the Economic Forum and WIPO. It is to help those inventors because processing a patent application is an expensive process. It costs a lot of money because you need expertise, you need guidance, and even filing fees and all this becomes a lot. So in order to help and encourage innovation, creativity in WIPO member states, the program was launched, and it's an assistance is provided to under-resourced inventor, and who from his research and search work to the filing of patent application, he's given a support free of cost. Pilot project was launched in Colombia, Morocco, and Philippines. There are about, I think, 1 or 2 projects have already finished. How the system works: participates in a preparatory course. The inventor has to participate in a basic course to pass, and then submit his request that he has an idea, he has some research, and he would like to move further, and he would like to have help. So the TISC in that country would assess that his work and would recommend WIPO if this qualifies, like if this technology can be patented. So WIPO would then manage the whole project and also would get in touch with the service provider. So these are free of cost attorneys in the world. They will be chosen for that inventor who would guide him through the process. More information can be obtained from the website, which is here. This is the web page of this. So what is TISC's role here? TISC's role is here to make the assessment, to choose the right inventor, and forward it to WIPO, and then from there another section which takes care of that whole process. Another project which has also recently been included in our section under the TISC project is use of patent information in public domain. Now, we have been speaking about patents and protection. I don't want to go into details. What is available in public domain, that means that either the patent has lapsed, annuity is not paid, that technology is free for you to produce and sell and export or import. So this project has been given to us as well. So in the future, we will also be having trainings on use of patent information in public domains. How it would work, there would be a kind of terms of references, guidelines also be prepared for which in the future. Documentation of expertise, the best practices and identification of use of inventions in the public domain, new and enhanced, we will also include it in our trainings. And then the roster of experts. Every region would have 2 experts who would provide free of cost service to these countries in that region, which are interested in exploiting the technology available in the public domain. It's an interesting area for developing countries because, and that is actually the main objective of when we say patent, we speak about patent information, where is patent information is found, and when we speak about patent databases. So this is the main reason, like in developing and least developed countries, to find out whether that technology is protected or is available in the public domain, and there is no restriction on it, in order to produce, use, sell, or whatever way it can be commercialized. One of the important things also is the legal status portal, which is like that. It's also available on WIPO website. It's also at its initial stage, because when we speak about public domain, the legal status of that patent is very important to find out. Usually you get in touch with the office in that country where you want to commercialize, that what is the situation of that patent. So we created a patent register portal which provides you all this information. And it is already functional. You can find it on WIPO website, and you can see in the countries like what kind of material is available online, and if they have the status also, legal status online, if they have a PS, the SCs are online, if they also publish their electronic gazette, it's available there. And the work is being done currently, and it's being redesigned, and the survey to use the patent register portal is also available on the websites, where you are free to suggest WIPO that what sort of things you would like to see in that patent register. With that, this was just an overview of TISCs. I'm sorry, I think I took longer than expected. Just to let you know about the project. And it's been mentioned earlier that the project for which Yomiko and Richard are here is like building further on the existing network, but that those institutions must have the basic capability of like making searches and providing such services, and then to move towards commercialization and technology transfer. We are here. Any questions regarding this presentation? And you're all, I think some of you are attending the training. Anyone else is interested can also get in touch with Ms. Ranawaka if you like to attend the upcoming training, because it will be kind of revision of first and second training. Thank you very much. Any questions before? Yumika, she has to speak about something. And I think then we can also close. It's quite late. It's Saturday. I keep on forgetting. Regarding TISC?
Before questions, I think I'll have to announce that please wait for our dinner. There won't be anyone to eat our dinner provided by this hotel.
Okay.
So therefore, please wait for dinner and go after the session, because there will be light dinner only, not heavy dinner.
Okay.
So therefore, please wait for that.
Okay.
Okay.
So any questions regarding my presentation? It didn't make any sense to anyone, right?
No, there's a question.
Yes,
There's a
please,
question
yes.
from our TISC center in Moratu.
I'm from TISC Center at University of Moratu. We got registered for that Research for Life database, but they gave only 6 months trial. Is it off? Do we have to pay after that?
Yeah. As I said, Sri Lanka is part of low-cost access countries. If you go to eligibility criteria of any of these programs, which is applied to all these 4 programs together, if you go to Research for Life website, so there is a list of countries which have free access, a list of countries where Sri Lanka is part, and it's $1,500, but first 6 months are free. This is actually, I forgot to tell you, as I was not giving a presentation on Research for Life. So 6 months are free for any institution. So that allows you at least to see, because remember one thing, we can see the big names there like Elsevier, but Elsevier also has business in Sri Lanka. So even you are paying 1,500, some of the content they have blocked for Sri Lanka. They would never publish. You have to pay for that. We are helpless there because we can't push them to open. It's up to them. They are the ones who decide what is available for which country. So that's why the 6 months trial period allows you to see what is available. And then you can decide, your institution can decide whether it's worth continuing the membership. You are not obliged to continue because it ends after 6 months. And if you are interested, you have to pay the annual subscription, and then you can continue to have access. But it depends all on your needs of your institution. That's why the 6 months trial period is there. Yes.
I'm from Krusty. We just started our test center in here, and I would like to ask whether is there any guideline you developed to work in TISC?
The guidelines basically are like you sign a MOU or an agreement with NIPO. And I think the guidelines should be listed there, the rules. What I showed in one of the slides, the services a TISC can provide, that is one thing. But it's all like they are the coordinating partner. So they are the ones who you are communicating. So there could be some specific guidelines, which can be like listed in that MOU, if you are referring to that, or your question is simple, like what is the simple procedure to?
It should be their own system. It should be. She's asking how to deal with the inventors. It depends on the arrangement within the institute.
Within the institution, yes. They're not specific guidelines. The only thing, like we just, even the services can differ. Even you don't have to use the name TISC. It could be called anything, For some countries, TISC center is a big word, So when we recommend a staff for TISC, it could be just one person who's just helping people, to make searches. So it's up to you, as per your own traditions here, as per your own company rules. You come up with your own way to serve. We are here we don't have a kind of standard, a way of doing these things. But there are best practices, as I said, in the implementation guide. You can see there. In the region, the model country is Philippines. Philippines started the TISC with us a few years ago, I think right in the beginning when we started off our project. They have about 80 TISCs now in Philippines. They are the best example, for this region. And when and so much can be learned from them, what they follow, what they do. Who went from here? You went. So he just went to Philippines office for 1 week. WIPO organized a visit to Philippines office. So that's why I said, the IPO office perhaps is the best organization. But it's also like from other countries, TISCs, they can also tell you, how a TISC can be run, what you should do in the beginning, what you should in the middle, and then what to do in the end, But the basic information is there. You can also check the implementation guide. It gives you the best practices, like what are the stages and how it goes. And Nalind is here. He should be the expert now, how the TISCs work in Philippines, because they are the most successful TISC, in fact, all over the world, wherever we are providing our assistance. Yeah.
Let's get to Yumiko's presentation.
Well, shall I just say that?
You have some.
No, I don't really have to, but soon the NIPO will distribute once again. Actually, we sent earlier, but the questionnaire for the neighboring IP environment project, we would like to know how you are doing and what's the current situation. And based on that, we assessed what the needs are. So NIPO will send your institution questionnaire, and if you can answer to that.
Yes, it's still available in our website.
Oh, on your website?
I think
it's on the website.
it's a revised version, right? This is a revised version?
I don't think so. I just sent it
No,
days ago.
you had sent some new version or something, but it's not the same
This
that we.
seem to be the previous version.
A same version?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
No, it's not the newest version.
Ah, okay.
I see that. So just fill it in as much as you can, just for us to learn about your institution, and send it back in a Word document to NIPO. And then we will get that information, and then we will review that situation and the needs of your institutions. Okay? So would you mind to send
NIPO
in a
TISC.
Word document?
NIPO TISC mail
electronic
can be
version.
used, yeah.
Yeah? I take it, but yeah.
We
Thank you.
We have created a separate email for TISC, NIPO TISC.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can use that because the
Sure.
heavy documents will come
Sure.
through.
Okay. So you can send it to TISC email address
NIPO's,
on the
NIPO
NIPO's
TISC
website.
at Gmail.
Can you maybe you can put it on the slide, Nalind?
Okay. That would be great. NIPO TISC. Okay. Any other question in terms of TISC or neighboring IP environment project? We are going to work with you closely coming years.
Yes.
And next week you have a TISC training. Yeah? Oh, you have a question. Okay. I thought it's on the website. Is it Word version or email? It's a Word document. Yeah, so you just download and then fill it in and send it back to this address. Yeah. Any other? I mean, the institution which already submitted, we don't need. We have already, yeah. But you have your institution, yeah. I remember, yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. So I mean, it has been quite a long day. I think we got a lot of information, and we are very, very happy to continue working with you. So this is the end of session. And then, in any case, we are here. Our presentation will be given to NIPO, right? Yes, and also NIPO, Costi, we will be coordinating organization. So any question, any request, comments, just contact us, and then we will get back to you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So have a nice long weekend you have, although today is Saturday already.
Thank you, Ms. Yamiko, and thank you, Mr. Musaddiq Hussain, for your time and your information. And thank you, all the audience, for the patience till late Saturday. But please don't miss the dinner, and have a pleasant evening. Thank you.